Good evening. I'd like to thank you for having me here this evening. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jason Gunner. I'm the Sergeant Unit Commander of the Narcotics Unit here in Franklin County. I've been involved in narcotics for 13 years. I've been a police officer for 18 years. I've been I'm the immediate past president of the Missouri Narcotics Officers Association, last year as president. I'm also a member of the National Narcotics Officers Association and was appointed by the president to the National Pseudoephedrine Offender Tracking Advisory Committee for the United States. On the screen there is methamphetamine as we see it here in Franklin County, day in and day out. We will approach, if not go over, 100 methamphetamine labs in this county this year, and the state will see some 2,000 labs yet again this year. On the screen you see two chemicals. On the left-hand side, you see pseudoephedrine. On the right-hand side, you see methamphetamine. They are identical other than the one oxygen molecule. And I liken it to this. Without pseudoephedrine, you can't make methamphetamine. And without chocolate chips, you can't make chocolate chip cookies. I can give you all the flour and vanilla and sugar, milk, and eggs that I want and tell you to go make a chocolate chip cookie. But until I give you chocolate chips, you can't make chocolate chip cookies. In the same way, I give you all the Coleman fuel, all the anhydrous ammonia, all the lithium metal, all of the red phosphorus, all the hydrochloric acid. I give you all those nasty chemicals that are used to manufacture methamphetamine. But if I don't give you pseudoephedrine, you can't make meth. It's that one ingredient that you must have, that you have to have. Pseudoephedrine sold about 4,597 cold remedies sold throughout the world. It does one thing and one thing only. It stops your nose from running for about 4 hours. That's all it does. It doesn't cure cancer. It isn't the cure for any disease known to man. It's not even the cure for the common cold or the flu. It stops your nose from running for about 4 hours, depending on the dosage strength, up to 12 hours. That's all it does. But it can be converted by removing one oxygen molecule to the most addictive drug that we currently know about. In 2001, the state began charting meth labs. The state had about 2,130, and that year, Franklin County had 67. In 2001, the state regulated the amount of pseudoephedrine that could be purchased at a single time. We told them that wouldn't work. You have to make pseudoephedrine a prescription drug only. In 2002, we went up to 2,700 meth labs, and the county went up to 152 meth labs, our highest year ever. In 2003, we went back and said, that's not working. We're telling you have to regulate pseudoephedrine. We were fought by the pharmaceutical companies, and we went up to 2,860 meth labs. The county went down to 107. That will be the year, if you remember from the newspapers, we got help from the newspaper. We enacted the CHEM program here in Franklin County, where we went out and educated retailers throughout the county and pharmacists throughout the county as to what it took to manufacture methamphetamine. And we saw a reduction in our meth labs because of it. 2004, that number began to climb again to 138. And in 2005, and I say that as this county was instrumental in helping both the governor and Senator Talent with the Federal Combat Methamphetamine Act put in place the regulations that you now see in the pharmacies where you must show identification and sign a law. That law had an immediate effect on the number of meth labs across the United States and in the state of Missouri. The state of Missouri, this was only enacted for 4 months, went down from 2,800 meth labs to 2,200 meth labs. In 06, that number dropped to 1,284. In 07, that number drops to 1,285. It won't go any lower. And what we see in 2008 is an uptick to 1,487 labs. The county's back up above 70. And again, in 2009, we're predicted to go 100 or higher in this county alone. If you take Franklin County, St. Charles County, St. Louis County, Jefferson, Washington, and St. Francis counties, take those 6 counties alone, over 50% of all meth labs are found in those 6 counties out of 114 counties in the state of Missouri. We are living in ground zero, not only for this state, but for this country, for the number of meth labs. Current numbers are at 608, and that is only through April. That number will climb by mid-year when we get the June numbers in to well over 500, which will put us over 1,000 full run, 2,400.
Okay. Does it stop a runny nose? Sure. Have we all had colds that we've been miserable from? Sure. Can other things do the same thing? Absolutely. Chatted with a couple of my buddies over the past couple of days about, tell me a little bit about your prescribing pattern and what you tell your patients about congestion and colds and remedies. The story's always the same, and I'd echo that. And that is that none of us go out and say, hey, go get some. Well, first of all, we don't even say, why don't you just go to the store and get some cold medicine, because in the end, none of it has been proven to work. And why it's not done cross-country is exactly the issue of pharmaceuticals having incredibly big lobbying power. Wouldn't it be great if, it'd be great if the state of Missouri would say, we're going to take a stance. We're going to try something like Oregon. There's lots of ways this stuff works when you do it that way. The state has decided not to do that, and I admire Detective Grauner's persistence to say, what, if it's not going to happen here, I'm going to go and do this bit by bit, city by city, because I believe that that's what we should do. And Franklin County is one of the top counties in the state for production. It's right next door to us. And wouldn't it be great if the city of Washington started this bandwagon? I believe in it that much that I think it's necessary. It's a place of huge impact.